Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News, the show that may or may not be 5 minutes. Today in the news, let's start with some good news. If you're an 80s or 90s kid, you remember the days of the ultimate gaming magazine, Nintendo Power. From game tricks and future releases to fan letters and literal maps of Metroidvania stages, which at the time were Metroid and Castlevania. But you know, Nintendo Power was the magazine myself and my friends had to get every single month. I still have the issues somewhere in a box of the Mario and Link to the Past comics, which, by the way, were fire. Also, it's how I learned to spell ciao, because I guess that's something Bowser says. And now, all of you who missed out or just want to travel back in time to the good old days can thank the folks over at archive.org, RetroMags, and Gumball for doing all the uploads of all 285 issues of the magazine. I'll just say check them out while you can, because the history of Nintendo and fan efforts is notoriously intense. So who knows how long it'll stay online, but for now, I'm happy it's there. I may myself go download it after I'm done with this. In other news, Xbox bigwig Phil Spencer was once again asked about the future of Call of Duty and PlayStation. Talking with The Verge, Phil says that there's no contract that could be written that says forever, but he's willing to chat with PlayStation on leaving the game on the platform for some time to come. It's not about at some point I pull the rug underneath PlayStation 7's legs and it's, you just didn't write the contract long enough, he says. There's nothing hidden. We want to continue to ship Call of Duty to PlayStation without any kind of weird, I figured out the gotcha, as Phil said, our intent. I understand some people's concern on this, and I'm just trying to be as clear as I can be. And while he's being pretty direct, there is a subtext here, one that is along the lines of Sony coming to the table to talk about future contracts and negotiations over terms and licensing and publishing fees, all sorts of different things, something that I know Sony is not keen to do. Because let's remember, according to PlayStation's Jim Ryan, Microsoft has only offered for Call of Duty to remain on PlayStation for 3 years after the current agreement between Activision and Sony ends. After almost 20 years of Call of Duty on PlayStation, their proposal is inadequate on many levels and failed to take account of the impact on our gamers. We want to guarantee PlayStation gamers continue to have the highest quality Call of Duty experience, and Microsoft's proposal undermines this principle. And there's the thing. Because as long as governments around the world are looking at this Microsoft acquisition of Activision, Blizzard, King, etc., and it isn't official yet, there's no reason for Sony to go to any table to discuss anything, because right now they're trying to make sure it doesn't happen to begin with. If it does happen, then maybe Sony will consider changing things up and having a different strategy and talking with Xbox. But right now, there's no reason for PlayStation to do anything but be like, that shouldn't happen, that shouldn't exist, there shouldn't be this combination of the two, it's a monopoly or whatever they're trying to say. And that's why Xbox is doing all this now to sort of be like, what are they talking about? We're good. What? We're so friendly. We're the best. Let's be real. It's all business. It's maneuvering and trying to get ahead of the competition and trying to like be the good guy in the public eye and all that stuff. Really, at the end of the day, it's still about making money for your company, so we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, in the world of crossovers, no one saw coming, but yet here we are. Rainbow Six Siege and Nier, yes, that Nier, Yoko Taro Nier, are having a crossover in the upcoming Maverick bundle in the Operation Solar Raid update for Rainbow Six Siege. It sounds crazy even saying it. The sneak peek trailer, hinting at a bigger reveal to come, features Brother Nier from Nier Replicant wielding 2 guns while Grimoire Weiss floats around, and at the end, you can clearly see some sort of Yorha style boot, perhaps hinting at 2B being part of it. And if you're like, Jesse, why? Well, in an interview with Destructoid, the man himself, Yoko Taro, said, I, Yoko Taro, am a slave to capitalism. So I do anything as long as I'm paid and will do nothing if there's no money in it. Which sounds like the most Yoko Taro, I don't really want to answer this, so I'm just going to say the most blunt thing I can think of answer, which is really his MO, and I absolutely love him for it. The funniest part being that in the lore of Nier, which by the way, I'm obsessed with, all of this is canonical. All of it. The man has said any and all appearances of any characters or any plot points or whatever from the story are canonical to the overall story, and honestly, I'm living for it. It's so pointless, and it's so crazy, and it's so Yoko Taro, and I'll be real, I wanna be Yoko Taro when I grow up. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to the channel. We're so close to 1 million. We can get there. But hey, I'll see y'all tomorrow for another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News. Ciao.